Hey there, everybody. Welcome to the first episode of O.A.R. Sorry about the little echo. We ain't got anything on half of these walls because we just moved in. But today we're going to start off with cleaning some enclosures, giving them new water. And, yeah, we'll see what else we have to do from there.
Well, first things first, we got some Burmese python poop right there. Gargoyle, you nasty boy. Gonna need to get the geckos some more water. A few dead crickets everywhere, gotta get that out. King snake needs more water. Our sick gecko needs water, crickets cleaned, and poop taken out. I don't know if you can see that. That little black speck right there, that's poop. And then the retics, oh, these beautiful girls. Hey, I don't know who it was. Guessing it's you. Guessing it's you, Lily. Decided to drop a giant turd right there by their water dish. That's also got a cricket in it. There's a little bit of stuck shad everywhere.
And then we go out to the living room.
The tegu has the nastiest water of all. If we can see him back there. Not with this lighting.
So we're going to start off with the retics. Lily, or Lilith, is a platinum tiger motley mainland reticulated python. Now that first three bits doesn't mean much. All that means is the morph. That motley, that tiger, the platinum, just leads to coloring. In most cases. Some that leads to some birth defects, like your spiders and ball pythons who has a little bit of a head wobble. Jaguars and retics and carpet pythons, that same thing, have a head wobble. Super cinnamons, where they got the super kinked back. Usually if you breed something with something and makes a super, you're going to have a birth defect. Now, Naga back there, who you can easily see because of her coloration and everything like that, is a normal mainland reticulated python. Now that part, mainland reticulated python, means she's not a dwarf, she's not a super dwarf. She can, both of them can, get up to anywhere between 150 to 200 pounds on average, and can reach up to lengths of over 20 feet. Now right now they're still small, they're only 11 foot and 12 to 13 foot. I haven't gotten a good chance to measure her out, because we only just got this house, so now they have this big open area that I can lay them down in and we can let them stretch out. Now that little bit makes them the longest snakes on the planet. They're not the heaviest. That arguably goes to, or that without a doubt goes to the green anaconda. But they are one of the most intelligent snakes. The only other snake I can think of that has as much intelligence as these girls would be your king cobra. You go watch a video like Chandler's Wildlife or Tyler Nolan, and you'll see them with Rusty, Kevin. You can see the intelligence these snakes have. So the whole reptile brain thing doesn't make sense to me. Oh, you lizard brain. My tegu out there is one smart mother. He will come out, he knows the second it's time for food, he knows the second it's time to come out, and he definitely knows when it's time for medicine, because he will put up a big fight. But, regardless, I say it's time to get out Lilith. We're going to get her out, because she's territorial. She does not want to come out of her tank, and when it does come time to get her out of the enclosure, she likes to get a little nippy. Hopefully we don't see that. I don't want her to mess up her face or anything like that, so we're going to do this nice and smooth, and we're going to put her in a bin where I can keep her safe and leave her alone. I leave Naga in there because Naga I've had by the neck, giving medicine, everything like that. There was a time where she wasn't eating, so we tried to assist feed her. never is bitten, never tries to strike at me, nothing. So we're gonna leave Naga in there. Lois is gonna go in the bin, and yeah, let's get to that, shall we? Ignore everything back there, that's where we're gonna bring crickets. So here, we have a good 40-gallon bin. We're just going to take off the lid and set to the side. Now normally, I would not be doing this alone. But I work, and Joey works. With Joey working, till I go into work means the snakes will be sitting there with oily, piss-filled water and turds right up there. Which means I have to do this. Now, do not do this at home. I've been messing with these girls since they were little. Since they were the size of ball pythons. These girls are big now. Do not do it. If you have re-chicks at home, make sure there's at least 2 people in the room after 10 foot. And I recommend that for any big snake. The Burmese, anacondas even sooner because of how much they weigh. So, let's get to it. First things first, what we like to do is to differentiate between feeding time and handling time is when we feed them, we get something like this. Just a nice pink little disc. We got it from the laundry smell good beads. You probably know what I'm talking about. Took the cap off that, tap it 2-3 times and show it to them. Now when it's time to handle them, we'll take this end of the snake hook, hold it up to their nose, kind of like so. We start petting them with it. Lets them feel the sensation they're being touched, helps. They'll either run away, or they'll mellow out a little, and it helps us get them out. So why don't I show you guys that in action?
So here we go, we're gonna open up this tank. As you can see, she's already getting up, getting defensive. She's looking directly at my hand right now. She's a big girl. I don't want to get bit by her. Even when she was half this size, she easily drew blood. Let her smell it. See, she's realizing what's going down. She kind of calms down. Just kind of go with the scales to not try and mess with her too much. Oh, you're okay. You're okay, beautiful. Now I'll set you guys back out of the way so you can watch all this all unfold.
I'm gonna leave you guys right here. I'm gonna get out of the way. Get these crickets out of the way so you come back a little bit. What you're gonna do is come underneath the snake. You wanna try and support their weight with your hand. Rather than grabbing over them can start a defensive action. Now look at that. She easily weighs about 40 pounds right now. This girl is on, oh no, you go up there. This girl right here is easily 40 pounds. Look at her, isn't she beautiful? Easily 40 pounds, stretching out. Now a snake this size is eating something like rabbits. And we're feeding her 3-pound rabbits about once every 10 days. Because she's kind of chunky. So you gotta help her lose weight. Whoa, calm down. Now I don't want to hold her long. I don't want to stress her out, and I don't want to get bit, but I just want to let you guys see her. Look at that. Let's get out the light. Look at that patterning in the coloration. So this is what I mean by motley, tiger, platinum. This yellow comes from the platinum, the little pinstripe pattern. Oh, heavy girl. Comes from the motley. And the tiger kind of throws off the motley pattern. When it's motley, these would be divided up all this dorsal patterning right here would be divided into circles. Instead, she's just one beautiful big girl. So we're gonna go ahead and get her in the bucket. Oh, she's kind of going in on her own. Now this is the fun part, because she currently has herself wrapped around my foot. This is why I say do not do this with less than one person in the room to help you. You want at least one at all times. So here we go. She's going back in. We'll let her do her thing real quick while I try to unwrap my foot. All right, Lily girl, come on. Let's get you in here. Good girl. Closed and secured. I like these. Got a nice little clasp on the sides to lock her in there. I can leave her in there for the rest of a little bit while I clean her out. If you look, what I was saying about Lily is that, or Naga, my bad. I was saying about Naga is that she doesn't get the fences that much.
In fact, if we go in here and we look, she's barely moved. Her head's come up, but that's literally it. She does not move. She's very calm and easygoing. But first things first, we gotta get out this turret. So let me close this side of the glass. Whoa! That's all right. The glass popped out. I self-built these about a year ago. And the reason these two are together is when we moved into the house, I put in a new substrate. And that new substrate molded out Naga's enclosure. So they have to be together while I save up the money real quick to build them a new one. But look at that. That is reticulated python poop. See how big that is? I don't even poop like that. My dog don't poop like that.
These snakes take up everything they can. They'll eat bone, or not eat, digest some bone, digest a little bit of hair, not all of it. Whatever they don't get out, they poop up like that. And that poop freaking stinks. God. It's some of the nastiest thing you can smell on the planet.
So, I know this is early on in the video and everything like that, but I want to know, what do you guys want to see in these videos? Do you want to see more snake cleaning? Is this boring? Every YouTuber does it and you don't want to see that? Push that out the way real quick. And just... Now I'm going to go in with my hands. That's gross to y'all. So be it, but I've been working with all these animals for upwards of 2 years already. They've pooped on me, they've peed on me. And humans got a wonderful thing called hand soap that I can use to get all that up. So we're just gonna do some spot cleaning, push everything back. That little dark spot right there is just a little wet. Break everything up, kind of help it all dry out. You don't want mold or anything like that to grow in here. Kind of help everything break up. Keep everything nice and loose. Let the girls pack it down. Get some new scents in here for enrichment. That's what happens when you break everything up. You add a little bit. You open up new scents and kind of change how it smells. And that's good enrichment for a snake. Oh, I know, Naga. I know. But I want to get some of this excess dirt you got by you so I can fill in some of these holes. Now let's fill in these holes that show the bottom of the tank. There we go. All right. Now let's get to the water. I don't know if you got, yeah, you guys can see that. Now this is a 9-gallon bin. 9-gallon bin that we bought at Lowe's. And I don't remember how much it cost me, but I got 3 of them. There's one for Naga when she has her own, one for Gargoyle when he has his, and then this is Lily's. Now we like these. Some people tell you don't get giant bins that are bigger than your snake or anything like that, but we do that because it's big enough for them to soak in. And often enough, we've caught both of our retics soaking in it, drinking from it, but more often than not, they're pooping in it, which is gross. Or peeing in it. And I don't know if it picks up on the camera here. Yeah, it does. All this oily film is pee. Or from them going pee and then going to take a bath or something like that. So we need to clean that out. And they need fresh water. And I'll get back to you guys once that's in here.
Go ahead and get her out. I'm going to show you what we normally see whenever we open this damn thing. It's normally, the head's going to be right there at the top, and we don't quite want to be big. So what we're going to do, bless me, is get our nifty little snake hook back out, and use it again. We're not going to use the hook. We never use the hooks really on your big girls unless they're all the way in the back. And the reason for that is these girls are just so big. And that snake hook compresses on their ribs and their sides, and you don't want to do that. You can end up hurting something inside. Sadly, I ain't got the money for a python hook, so it's all hands. Let me show you guys what I see when I open.
Right there, defensive and ready. Wow, look at her in this lighting. It's an absolute beautiful girl. Hi, Fenrir. Checking out the bucket? Where's that box that has substrate in it? Look at the absolute beauty on this girl. Now let's go ahead, get her out. As I plan ahead and open the glass because I'm dumb and left it closed. Put you guys right here, right on the bucket. Yeah, that's a good view. Encompass it all. All right, got the glass open. Lily's ready to come out. We already did the one thing. All right, glass is open. Lily's ready to come out. We're gonna just transfer her straight on over. I know this might not be cool to you guys, but to me, this is one of the greatest parts of it. Cause whoa, that's why you want 2 people in here. What you can't see right now is Lily is ready. She doesn't like being touched that much. You do lots of handling with her, but coming out of the bucket and everything like that is scary for her, because what you gonna do when you're just a noodle with a head? Think about it essentially. Even at this size, she's just a pool noodle with a head. She can't scream. She can't punch, she can't shove you away. All she can really do is bite. I'm just using this snake hook end to guide her head away from my hand. I'm not too worried about her striking at me, but I don't want to risk it, because this is way too much snake for one person alone. So we're just gonna, oh, hi mamas. We're gonna guide her back. Just Just let her go in there on her own. Some of you have seen the video of the one lady who put her snake back and the snake instantly came out and tried to bite her. Even right now, Lily comes up and is right where the glass would have been, but she doesn't do anything. She might try and come out, but she doesn't try and bite us after she's in there. These snakes are so intelligent. If you treat them right, they'll leave you be. Show them respect. Just think of it as a venomous animal. Even at this size, she's as dangerous to me as a rattlesnake. But she's just such a beautiful girl. You gotta show them respect. Because unless you've had the chance to hold a reticulated python, I cannot describe to you the power of a reticulated python. She is 44 pounds, and that is nothing but pure muscle. And that is enough muscle that she has damn near taken me to the ground before. And look at her, she's just exploring, smelling the new smells. As you can see, she's got her tongue flicking out. What she's doing is she's tasting the air right now, trying to figure out what these new scents are. Why? Looking for her spot. And Naga is just back there, leaving her alone. Normally, we don't want to house these two together. You definitely don't want to when it's feeding time, because that will lead to strikes on each other, a snake getting injured. But right now we have no choice without the extra enclosure in here until hopefully the end of this month when I can afford to get a new one. So let's close this glass back up now that her face isn't right by me. I might have built trust with these girls, but it doesn't mean I want to risk a bite. I need a bite from these girls since they were literally half this size, if not smaller, and that left blood drawn. I don't want to do this now. These animals, they're strong. They hurt. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead, gather up everyone's water dish, just so we can get them some fresh water. Hi, little gargoyle. Actually, why don't we get you out so we can get out your poo? All right, there's no real way for me to do this. Now, once again, this is one of our more intelligent snakes. So when it's feeding time, what we're gonna do is we'll grab the little pink disc and we'll tap it. But even at his size, he's gonna grow up to be a big boy. So, I wanna be safe. He has never bit anybody. Look at that. He tapped it with his nose, but he never bites. He gets huffy. And I guarantee you're about to hear it. Listen to that. What you might be able to see right now is him flattening out. He's pushing all of his organs to the side, trying to pancake out. Make himself look a lot bigger than the little guy he really is right now. I say little, but he's still too big for this 40-gallon. So we want to hurry up and get this new enclosure built. Oh, calm down, buddy. I know you're a huffy boy, aren't you? Ugh. Look at that. Look at that. Just another beautiful snake.
Now, gargoyle here is not as massive as the retics. He will never be as massive as the retics, but what he will be is heavier.
I believe. I don't remember if it's both or just the females who get heavier.
But this is a snake that can easily get up to 250 pounds. I believe they are ranked 3rd for the heaviest snake in the world, and one of the longest. And if you live in Florida, you definitely know what this is. He looks different than what you got, because he's a granite. This is all this pretty granite coloring. Look at that. Beautiful. Now, I love these snakes. Every single one of them. Gargoyle here, we haven't had super long. We've had him long enough to quarantine, and then it was time to move. He's a handsome, handsome boy. Look at that. Small too. I mean, he's like 4.5, 5 foot right now. But beautiful boy. Looks kind of like your ball python, at least in the head. But he's very chill once we get him out. I can handle him. He only ever tried to bite the dog because the dog put his face in the bucket. But this is one of the world's most invasive species of snake right here.
I say one of the most because there's this little...
Well, that looks kind of like a worm. It's on every continent, apparently. But they're not invasive because they don't damage everything. But this guy in the Florida Everglades, if I were to let him out right now, he'd probably die. I'm going to be honest here. He'd probably die. He doesn't match any coloring of anything out there except for if he's in the dead grass. Which, it's Florida. Everything's green out there. You ain't going to find much dead. But if he were to survive to become big, he'd be eating alligators, their birds, their fish, their crocodiles. Fun fact, Florida Everglades is the only place in the world where alligators and crocodiles live together. But these guys have become so invasive that they're now illegal in the state of Florida. Now this is Tennessee, where they're fully legal. In fact, reticulated pythons have become illegal in Florida. And even more dangerous when it comes to invasion is my tegu, my Argentine black and white tegu. Now those guys can live up to temperatures. I'm going to put him away in this bucket real quick. Now, Argentine black and white tegus, which we'll get out in probably tomorrow, because I ain't got much time left today. One of the most invasive species, potentially. Not yet, but potentially. They're already banned in Georgia. I believe they're banned in the UK. They're definitely banned in Florida, Alabama, and I want to say Mississippi. And the reason is because they have such a huge, and I mean huge, temperature gradient. These guys hibernate. And they go underground, they dig underground where it's nice and warm during the colder months of the year for about 6 months. And they can survive 55 degrees to like 115. If you think about that, Florida's perfect, even in the cold. North Florida, still perfect. Might get occasional snow, but in that underground where it's not going to really freeze over too deep. It's not like Alaska that's permafrost. That means they can survive out there. Even here in Tennessee, if you were to get out, or I had a huge collection of tegus that all got out, I'd have to worry about them possibly breeding out here. Tennessee winters can go from super cold one to super warm in the other. And there's no guarantee of what it's going to be out here. But I guarantee you, he finds a nice warm cave, which there's many, especially out in the Appalachians. He's going to be perfectly fine out there. He's going to survive. Those guys eat eggs. They eat anything. Berries, veggies, meat. He would survive. And we're going to get a chance to feed him in a minute. And I want you guys to see just how ferocious these guys can be when it comes to food. That is why he is my scariest animal. He's not mean, but he is my scariest.
So this is Cerberus, one of the animals you guys didn't get to see. Our beautiful Argentine black and white tegu. He is a male. He is currently about 3 foot and 5 pounds. So that means he's going through what we call tegu puberty. As you can see, he's going through shed too. And one of the cool things about tegus and some other lizards I've noticed is unlike leopard geckos where they shed all at once, or snakes, he'll shed his head, then his body, then his tail. And if you have a tegu like me, I wonder if you guys have seen this too. And one of the other things you know about tegus, if you own one, is they shed non-stop. I am constantly doing enclosure cleaning in here. He is a very active boy. In fact, the fact that he's trying not to eat my hand right now is kind of strange, but he's also sick. He has a little bit of mouth rot, which I'll show you guys later, because ironically enough, feeding day is the day we got to give him some medicine. So it'll be a very busy day that day. We already gave him some fresh water along with everyone else. I'm just running out of time. I want you to see this beautiful boy as he explores real quick before we feed him. Such an intelligent boy. As you can see, he's looking at everything. He watches my hands. But let's feed him. All right, so it's time to feed Cerberus. We got 2 juicy small mice or rats for him. He loves them. Now this feeding tongue bought on Amazon like $10, and we bought them deliberately for the retics and Cerberus. So first things first, like all intelligent animals here at the O.A.R reptile house, we're gonna grab the feeding disc, and he knows what it means. Watch this. As you can see, he's currently in his back little corner. Second eye. Look at that. See? There's intelligence to these animals. He knows exactly what that means. He's gonna come up to the front of the glass. What we're gonna do now, we're gonna offer him one. Look at that. Look at that. Now these guys have a strong bite. What you see right there by his mouth right there and his neck, looks like a flabby piece of skin. Those are jowls. Those jowls generate a lot of biting power. I've been bit by this guy before and it is not fun. I gotta say his bite hurts the most, and that's why I'm scared of him the most. I'm not afraid to reach in there, touch him. I was petting him earlier when I was giving him water. Just got to be extra careful with this guy. He has a very strong food response. You saw that? Tapped on the glass and he was right there. He knew. Look at him go. Almost like watching a velociraptor eat from Jurassic Park. But you got dirt all over your face. This is why you're sick. Look at that head back like a crocodile, just forced it all down. So cool to watch. Yep, you're gonna use that tongue to push all that dirt out, rub his face on everything here soon. We're gonna offer him the other one first. Oh no, he's gonna focus on getting all that off. Oh, I got it dirty, so we're gonna wash it all off in here. Don't want him to eat too much of this. Don't want him getting impacted. Which if I ever worry about that, I'll just take him out because he'll poop in my living room. Yeah, you're hungry again. We're just gonna set that down. Oh, it fell. He's just gonna go right up and eat it again. You can grab it, he might shake it. Oh, yep, there's a little shake. Tegus and monitors love to grab their food and shake it around viciously like that. It's a killing blow for them. See right there, right here is those jowls I was telling you about. Right in that circle is his jowls. See how strong they are? He's a big boy. He ain't as big as he's gonna get yet. He's got another 15 pounds to go, and he's got another 1.5 feet to go. And he's gonna be a big, strong boy one day. Now, one last cool fact about tegus before I go is they're omnivores. Kind of mentioned that earlier. And I know it looks like I gave him a carnivore diet today, but that's because yesterday he got fruit and veggies to go along with his rats. And we don't want to feed him too many fruits and veggies. They are still mainly carnivorous. They're just omnivorous. Now that he's done with his meal, probably gonna go bask in the sun for a little bit. And then he's gonna be done for the day. Which isn't surprising. It's 7 o'clock here, 7:30, and lights out for these guys is 8. So he was going ready to go to bed, and he's getting a nice big meal.
Well, that's going to be it here at the O.A.R Reptile House. In case you didn't know, O.A.R stands for Onyx Amazing Reptiles, and as you can see, there are some amazing reptiles here. We plan to get bigger. We want to get better. I want to open up a store. I want to breed them. I want to open up a zoo, you know, like Brian Burchak did, or Snake Discovery. My dream, I always wanted to be like the crocodile hunter, and I'm going to make that come true. And like I'm going to make that come true, you guys make your dreams come true. Remember, love one another. Follow your dreams, and respect the wildlife. Because if you respect it, it'll respect you. I got some crazy stories, crazy adventures. I'm going to have some crazy adventures. We're going to see some cool things. All right? Like, subscribe, comment, but more importantly than any of that, when you go down to the comment section, remember, this is the first episode. I want to know, what do y'all want to see from this channel?